Chile happens, and it's like, oh goodness, I have all these Haiti poems, but I guess you could say everything expanded a little bit. Song for an Earthquake. We are not alone with this quake, we are not alone. There is the moon, there is the bloodless moon. Life rides down into the bodies of the people. Our hearts are racing like shivers. Our quake laps it all before sunrise. A dawn of tremors dancing, several women I know dancing. A dusted man in a suit is looking at the horizon, waiting for it to take his moon away. Fingers collide, snapping, quick, and the screen dies, maybe 2 or 3. A bell can be heard ringing out into the streets. Forget what we know, we were never alone here. Thousands of heels click to a halt. It could have been an uproar, but all the eyes were too stationary, too busy watching the sun sneak in, sweating all over itself. Everyone was too busy. The quake comes for us without any alarm. Our only warning is the collision of color. The chance is what's in our pockets. Tools become heroes by noon. There are the trash collectors. You can hear them weeping their songs. The last known standing structure is angry. Its entire body is steaming in blacks and grays. We wonder about our wounded fate. A child elevates her doll like a sacrifice. This is for you, Mama, Papa. This is for you. There is a deranged voice screaming. We have all lost something the quake has brought. The cool breeze makes our arms shudder. That phone number should have been called. Choices were made. Homes burn alive. Do you choose what grows and decays? A footbridge collapses. Streets rupture, life forces itself in, jamming the people. Get out, you can hear some screaming. Please, for the love of God, help us or get out of here. An old woman turns the rouged soil over behind them, goes back into her home and finds canvas. She makes a sign, then steps out into the sunset. And I have 2 more, and this one was actually not written by me. It's written by previously mentioned Jeff Brennan, who wanted to be here, but I guess it had to do with depression. I don't know. That's what he said. It's a pretty common excuse, so, you know. Aftershocks. Haiti as America's last pet rock. Your dad buys it for you in the 70s because you told your mom about it, and she bugged him to make you shut the fuck up so she could get back to cleaning, because that's what she does, okay? The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, is an organization of 186 countries working to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitate international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. Let's get liberal together, lie down together, liquidate together. After all, these gorillas aren't the cartoon barrel throwers you dreamed about. This harp is made out of angel fingers. These aren't pirates, it's just a bunch of black people. And who else is going to make the shirts you'll need when the mantle gets antsy? Join me in President Clinton and Coldplay in our neighbor's time of need. Text the Red Cross at the standard rate, then go to a poetry reading, then get drunk on paint thinner, then go to an overpopulated prison, then move to Florida until everything blows over. And then you can come home after you sign, and why wouldn't you, since the people need help? The Americans were arrested on January 29th. It was 17 days after the magnitude 7 earthquake that killed at least 212,000 people. Haiti's Secretary of State for Penal Affairs, Claudie Gassant, said the U.S. government had allowed the Haitian judicial system to take its course. I'm glad things turned out like this. I'm glad I threw a bomb in your face. I'm glad when it goes over your head and stays on and your beak flips around to the other side because a little adjustment never hurt anything. And I'm glad that the pig is about to come on and tell us, that's all, folks, before the commercial. My mother in the kitchen with the news on saying, what a tragedy. And again, thank you guys all for coming out. I hope you tip your waiter. It's important. Like my block, like their block, where I live, where they live. We all remember where we stood, or maybe we were sitting, some of us. What feet we had stuck in our mouths. We remember how we gawped, how we were dazed. We remember when we clicked into it, when we held our heads and gazed. What kind of screen it was does not matter. What kind of time it is does not matter. There's no when anymore because they've won. We can't remember the dates. What day did that happen? You just gotta forget it. What dawn did it happen in? No, just images, and even they are fading. But don't let them fade like all of the others. Don't just sit there and try to remember. Don't try to remember how you worked at it and with it, click. There were no proceedings. They did it for us, so we didn't have to do anything. We watched them feed us what we feared. We stared and watched so many dead. We remember staring and seeing death. Think about it real hard. Think death. Think about death in a land that you cannot know because you are here. You aren't dead. Think about the dead and remember to stop trying to sit and remember. The houses were collapsing just like ours. Disuse and abuse like ours, just like ours. You could walk down that street and you would be walking here. Use your imagination for a change. We all remember where we were if we try to remember we're not here. Try to remember you're not here for once and think about your home, the same one. Then think about the first child you saw, the blood gushing out of the young wound, and how that invisible wall separated you. Click, 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 click. Think about that since you never did, I bet. You're separate and they are down there. They are on your block down there. The streets are corrupted and exploded. You are up here. You are staring at your block, which is falling apart like it was a carrot snapped in two by a pair of giant fingers. Come on! We all remember we saw the words. There were words on the screens and we could remember them. Come on! Remember those screens stretching on in the land of quiet, being so absolutely quiet. Now stop breathing and imagine the silence. Imagine silence everlasting and forever. Maybe even a gentle noise that's so sweet you can remember that low murmur. You were there with that low murmur. Low, 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 low. Now, smash through it all, blow it all up, the children bleeding from their young wounds, the children who are your children, the homes that are your homes that are broken, the children who are your children are sitting down there on your block without anywhere to go, low, 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 and remember that they cannot remember you. Thanks. Woo!